Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're tackling a big one, how to buy a new computer. It's something that can feel, well, super overwhelming for pretty much anyone, but we're going to slice right through all that tech speak and give you a really clear, simple guide to making the absolute right choice for you.
I mean, you've been there, right? You're looking at a list of specs, you see gigahertz, RAM, terabytes, and your eyes just kind of glaze over. It feels like you need a PhD in computer science just to pick out a new laptop. But I promise you, by the end of our time here, all of that confusion is going to be a thing of the past.
So here's how we're going to do it. We're breaking this down into 4 simple steps. First, and most importantly, we're going to start with you. Then we'll figure out if you need a desktop or something you can take on the go. After that, we'll dive in and decode those core specs. And finally, we'll talk about how to make a truly smart purchase. Sound good? Let's jump in. Okay, listen up, because this is probably the most important part. Before you even think about looking at a single piece of tech, the #1 component to consider is you. Seriously, the most powerful, most expensive computer on the planet is completely worthless if it doesn't actually fit what you need to do. Now, this might seem crazy obvious, but it is so worth it to just take a second and think about what kind of user you really are. Getting clear on this makes a huge, huge difference in the computer you end up choosing. So which one are you? Are you a system user, someone who loves to tinker, get under the hood, manage the software, and make sure everything is running just so? Or are you an end user? You just want to open an app and get stuff done. Writing, designing, browsing the web, or playing a game. The truth is, most of us fall into that end user category, and just knowing that helps you focus your search like a laser. Okay, so you've got a better idea of who you are as a user. The next big question is all about your lifestyle. To put it simply, where are you actually going to be using this thing? And this is a really fundamental choice. On one hand, you have non-portable computers like desktops. These usually give you more power and a bigger screen for your money, but you're tethered to your desk. Then you have mobile computers like laptops and tablets, which give you the incredible freedom to work or play from literally anywhere. It's not about which one's better. It's about which one is the right fit for your life. All right, here we go. It's time to talk tech. But don't you worry, we're going to make this super, super simple. Let's look at the main components inside the machine that really determine how well it performs. First up, we've got the processor, also known as the CPU. The easiest way to think about this is as the computer's brain. It does all the thinking. Its speed is measured in gigahertz, or GHz. And while a higher GHz number is often faster, what's maybe even more important these days is how new the processor is. A newer brain is almost always more efficient and smarter than an older one, even if their speeds look similar on paper. Modern processors are like brains that have multiple parts, or cores. A really old, single-core processor could only focus on one thing at a time. But processors with dual or quad cores, like the ones you see here, can handle a bunch of different tasks all at once. That's the magic that makes a modern computer feel so snappy and responsive. Next, let's talk about main memory, or RAM. So if the CPU is the brain, think of RAM as the computer's short-term memory. Or maybe a better way to put it is, it's the size of its desk. The more RAM you have, the more projects and programs your computer can have open on its desk at one time, without getting cluttered and slowing down. It is absolutely the key to smooth multitasking. The hard disk is kind of the opposite of RAM. This is the computer's long-term memory. It's the giant filing cabinet in the back. Everything you save, all your documents, your photos, your apps, the operating system itself, it all lives here permanently. And believe me, these filing cabinets can be absolutely massive, holding terabytes of data. But here's a really crucial choice you'll face: a traditional spinning hard drive, an HDD, or a modern solid-state drive, an SSD. Think of it like this. An HDD is like a record player, where a needle has to physically find the data. An SSD is like instantly pulling up a song on your phone. For almost everyone, an SSD will make your computer feel dramatically faster, and it's one of the most important things to look for. Of course, you gotta see what you're doing right. The monitor is your window into the computer's world, and its size is always measured diagonally from corner to corner. Almost all modern displays use LED technology, which is what gives you those really sharp images and bright colors in a nice thin package. And what's powering that display? That would be the graphics adapter. Now, for most of us doing everyday stuff, browsing the web, writing emails, working on documents, the standard onboard graphics that come with the computer are totally fine. But if you're a serious gamer or a creative pro who does a lot of video editing, a separate, much more powerful graphics card isn't a nice to have, it's an absolute must.
Okay, we are on the home stretch. You've figured out your needs and you understand the core specs. You are so close. This last step is all about making sure you make a smart purchase and have a great experience even after you've walked out of the store with your new computer. So here's a quick little checklist for you. First, check the warranty. What's the plan if something goes wrong? Second, shop around. Compare prices because the same machine can cost very different amounts at different places. Third, look into the after-sale service. Is there good tech support if you need it? And finally, stick with a reputable brand and a well-known store. It just gives you peace of mind. And that really brings us to the single most important thing to remember from all of this. Please, don't get caught up in chasing the biggest numbers or buying the most expensive model just for the sake of it. The whole goal here is to find the machine that is the perfect match for your needs, your lifestyle, and of course, your budget. So there you have it. You now have the full toolkit to go out and buy a computer with confidence. Your perfect machine isn't some big mystery anymore. It's a choice that you are totally equipped to make. So I guess the only real question left is, what amazing things are you going to create with it?